If you're looking to drastically modernize the headlights in your 2005 to 2009 Mustang at home, well then the Axial LED projectors that we're talking about here today would certainly be worth a look. Now, these headlights will combine a modern projector along with some bonus LED daytime running lights, all for right around that low $200 price point. Install, according to the site, guys, gonna get a middle of the road 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter. Take about an hour or so to complete from start to finish. But hang with me for a bit and we'll walk you through that job later in the video. So these lights from Axial are a great way to really modernize the front end on your early S197 at home if you want to. Now, some owners prefer to stick to that maybe OE or retro look and corresponding lighting, and hey, that's perfectly fine. However, if you dig more of a modern vibe or aftermarket look, if you will, along with some of the benefits that go along with that, well then hang with me for a bit and let's break the Axials down. First things first here at the Axials is that you'll notice they convert your dated factory reflector style housing to a modern and bright projector. Now, not only does this just look a lot cooler, but it also helps improve your nighttime visibility thanks to the increased throw and total output. Now, these lights do include brand new halogen bulbs for both your high and low beams, but many owners will use this as an opportunity to maybe throw in an LED bulb or something that will even increase that output even further. But aside from the modern projector, these lights will also include the always popular LED halos surrounding the low beam projector up top, along with the string of white LEDs down the side here that together, when wired up correctly, will illuminate whenever your parking lights or your headlights have been switched on, and certainly help contribute to a very modern or aftermarket look. Now, all of this lighting, both the projectors and of course all of your bonus lighting, have been loaded into a durable gloss black ABS housing, which is then designed to an OE level or spec, meaning they're gonna be a direct fit or direct swap with your factory headlights. There's no need to do any modification. Now finally, guys, everything is sealed up nice and tight behind that crystal clear polycarbonate lens, and that's just done to help prevent any moisture or condensation from building up on these things over the years. But let's switch gears and get into the install here, guys. And again, because these are gonna be a direct swap with your factory headlights, the install should be pretty straightforward for the most part. However, there is the smallest amount of wiring needed for some of your bonus or accent lighting. Basic power and ground stuff, nothing too crazy. But just to give you a better idea of where to tap those wires into and how the rest of the install will go down, feel free to check out our detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown now.
Tools used for this installation: 3/8 impact gun, 1/4 inch drive extension, 1/4 inch drive ratchet, Phillips head socket, 5.5 socket, 2 10mm sockets, a crimper tool, clip removal tool, and electric ratchet. Hey guys, I'm going to show you how to install our LED halo headlights on our 2006 Mustang. But first, we're going to watch a quick uninstall video of how to uninstall our bumper and our headlights, and then we'll jump right back into our installation.
So the first step of this install is going to be to get underneath the hood and to remove the radiator cover at the top in order to get access to the screws and bolts necessary for removing the front bumper. Next, I'm going to use a clip tool to remove the push pins that hold the rad cover down. Now I'm going to use a 10mm socket to remove these 2 upper bumper bolts. As you can see, I removed the front wheel to gain access to the inner fender liner. I did this to get access to these 3 screws and these 3 clips that hold the fender liner in the front to the bumper, so I can peel this back and get access to the bolts behind it. Now that I've peeled back my fender liner, I can get access to these 2 10mm nuts on the back of the bumper. I can also get to my 2 plugs that are a little further in. Now I'm going to repeat that same process on the driver's side. Before I can remove the bumper, I'm going to pull the 3 bolts at the back of the belly pan so that I can remove everything all at once. With everything unbolted, I can remove my front bumper assembly, but while I do so, I have to make sure that I either unplug or unclip my fog lights from the light bulbs themselves. There are 3 bolts that hold the headlights to the vehicle. There are 2 at the bottom and 1 at the top. I'm going to use a 10mm socket to remove those 3 bulbs and then unplug the connectors from the back.
Now that we have our stock headlight removed, we're going to install our new headlight. I'm going to show you how to put this in. We're going to have to do some wiring here, and then we'll install it into our vehicle. So before we install our headlight, we're going to look at our marker light here on the side. We're going to splice into that. Now our vehicle's already been spliced into. We already have our connectors here, but this is what you're going to want to do. You're going to want to splice into these 2 wires, and then onto our headlight here, you're going to have 2 wires here, a white and a black. What I did was tie the 2 whites together, tie the 2 blacks together, and I crimped some flat spade terminals like this. You'll be able to get these at your local hardware store, put these on, and you're going to use a crimping tool pretty much like this to crimp everything on. Like I said, again, our vehicle already had this done to it, but this is what you're going to have to do so we can install this into the vehicle. So next, we're going to take our connector here, and plug in our headlight. We're going to take our white and black wires here that we put our flat blade terminals on, and I'm going to tie them into the black wire here on our marker light, and the white one to the white one. And now we're ready to install our headlight into the vehicle. Now that I have my connector, I'm going to feed it back inside there so it's out of the way. I'm just going to put our headlight back in place here, just like that. We're going to take our 10mm and get them started. I'll take the other 2 and the one on the bottom here and get that one started. And then we'll start our one on the other side. So now I'm going to take my 10mm and my gun. I'm I'm going to tighten the bottom two up. And then the top one. Now you're just going to want to repeat this whole procedure with the wiring and then headlight installation on the other side. Now we're ready to install our front bumper. I'm going to take the bumper, sit it on the car, plug in our fog lights, and then plug in our marker lights and turn signals. So I'll get this in position here. Plug in our fog lights, reach down, plug in our turn signals on that side. Once I have all the lights installed, now we'll just slide the bumper on. Like that. Now we're going to install our fender to our bumper here. We're going to take our two 10mm nuts that we removed, push up on our fender here, reach up inside, reinstall both of them. I'm going to take my 10mm on my electric ratchet and tighten them up. Next we'll install our wheel liner. So now we're going to install our wheel liner. I'm just going to pull out on my fender here a little bit. And tuck it back in. Then we'll install our 3 Phillips screws, one here, one there, one down here. I'm going to take my 1/4" drive with my Phillips bit on it and tighten these up. So now you're going to want to repeat this whole procedure on the other side. So now we're going to install our 5mm with our panel underneath here. There's one here, one here, one here, and one down here. So I'm going to get these started. Once I get them started, I'm going to take my 5.5mm here on my electric ratchet and tighten them up. So now we're going to install our two 10mm up top. One here and one right here. I'm going to take my electric gun and my 10mm, tighten these up. Now we're going to install our rad support cover. Just sit it in place and we'll put our push pins in. And that wraps up this installation. That wraps up this review and install of our Axial LED halo projector headlights, black housing, clear lens, for 05 to 09 Mustang GT and V6. Thanks for watching, and for all things Mustang, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.